Hi, and welcome back to Bert's Kitchen. On this week's episode, we're going to be making something that I enjoy at least once a week, my homemade pancakes. And if you're sticking around from last week, thanks for sticking around. And if you're new, thanks for watching. All right, let me show you how it's done. Okay, so for today's recipe, we're going to need 1.5 cups of flour, 1 1/4 cup of milk, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 large egg, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 3 tablespoons of already pre-melted butter. So first we're going to take our dry ingredients. Now when I do mine, I make sure my flour is packed just a little bit. I try not to super fine pack it down in, just light pack, I guess what you'd call it. Whenever I do my flour, I like to do a light pack, not a full pack, so it's just slightly packed. What we'll do here is take all of our dry ingredients. First I took the flour, and now we'll take our sugar, and we will throw in our, and we're going to go ahead and give that a good whisk. Make sure all that's nice and incorporated in together. Alright, I like to make a little bit of a well in the middle of mine for the wet ingredients to go in. Alright, so next in another bowl, we'll take our milk. Hear my buddy Woodstock singing in the background. He's like, I want some pancakes. I wish I could come in there and show you how to cook. And this is all the wet ingredients, including our egg. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and whisk our wet ingredients together first. Second, we're going to whisk our wet ingredients together and get them blended nice and good before we mix them with our dry ingredients. They smell good. I love vanilla. Alright, finally, we're going to take our dry ingredients and we'll take the wet ingredients we just mixed together. And we're going to whisk both of these together. You don't want to overbeat it, because if you overbeat it, it will make your pancakes flat and hard. That's about what you're looking for, a nice smooth consistency. Alright, now we're going to take this and we're going to head on over to the stove there. I'm going to go ahead and heat up our pan first. Put it just below medium heat. And I'm going to let that get a little bit hot. And that's what our 1 cup measuring cup is for. We're going to use that as our scoop our pancakes out on frying pan with. And I use about a tablespoon of butter. And you want to make sure your pan is good and hot before you start. I'm going to take about half a cup from the measuring cup here. I like bigger pancakes. If you like smaller pancakes, you can do smaller ones like this. You could get anywhere from 6 to 7 out of this recipe. I prefer the big dinner plate pancakes. You're going to get 3 to 4 depending on how big you make. And what we're looking for here is you'll see bubbles forming on the surface as time goes on here. You're looking for the bubbles to form and not pop. And then whenever that happens, that's when you know it's time to flip. And you can see the bubbles coming through the pancake now. See how they're popping, they disappear. That's how you know it's still not ready yet. And don't touch your pancake until it's about ready, or you will run the risk of breaking it, ripping it apart. Whenever the bubbles fully form on the top of the surface all the way, then you know you can flip it safely, flip your pancake without any problems. And while wait for that to cook, go ahead and get a little burnt. Just remember, don't get too burnt. You just want a burnt Bert. You don't want any burnt food. This is what you're looking for, how the bubbles are forming and not vanishing. I'm going to wait for the middle to catch up a little bit, but that's essentially what you're looking for. I could have let that go a little bit longer. I'm going to flip it back over and cook it again on the other side. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and smack that subscribe button for me and show me a little love. Join me next week and get burnt with me and see what we're cooking next week. And about 30 seconds is about all you need. And give it another good flip. Get that nice golden brown color on there. I'm going to cook it for just a little longer on the other side. See how it got that nice puff on it? And that's what you're looking for right there. I tend to give mine a little tap just to make sure it doesn't feel doughy in the middle. Typically, as long as you wait for the bubbles and then this side's nice and golden brown, you won't have any dough in it. And move on to the next one. And that's how you make my deliciously fluffy homemade pancakes. Well, thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me this week. Join me again next week when I'll be making something even more delicious. If you haven't yet, smack that subscribe button and show me a little love, and I'll see you guys next week.